So if you're like me, you probably have a favorite snack food. I like these things, beef sticks. Well, it's early in the morning, and I got the smoker running, set at the smoke level, so the lowest setting I can put my pit boss on. And I've got some tools laying over here, including this giant, weird cocking gun. And we're going to make our own beef sticks. Let's do this. So I'm going to make jalapeno cheese sticks. And I'm going to use a combination of ground beef and ground pork belly. Now, this is a roast. It's just a bottom round roast that I cut into chunks and ground yesterday. You can use any ground beef in the world. This is just meat that I needed to use. And this is about a half a pound of pork belly that I did the same thing to. Great thing was I found some of this on sale at the local market. So perfect timing. So the other things you need, obviously, whatever you're going to put the sausage in the casing with. I'm using this sausage gun. If you've got a big sausage stand, those are fine, but these are inexpensive and come with multiple attachments. I'm going to need some casings. You can do it without casings, but they tend to fall apart. And this is just fresh collagen casings, 21 millimeter. You can get it in different sizes for different sizes on your gun. I've got some dried jalapeno flakes. This has lots of seeds. This stuff is hot. You don't need a lot of it. And then I've got some high temperature cheese. You can get this at most sausage making stores. You can find it at Cabela's, excuse me, and outdoor stores like that. You can also get it online, Amazon, etc. Then I need some racks that I'm going to cook in the smoker on. There's a reason, because I don't want it sticking to the grates in the smoker. And we'll actually spray these with a little bit of olive oil. And then last but not least, you need seasonings. I'm going to use salt, pepper, and garlic in the blend, and some onion powder. And that's it. Let's make the meat. All right, I'm going to take about a pound of ground beef here. Maybe just a little bit more. And about half that much, not even quite half, about a third that much of the pork belly. All the pork belly does is really add some fat, and you don't have to put it in there. You can do this with just beef if you prefer. The fat just helps it from getting overly dry too fast. Okay, to that I'm going to add some garlic salt, maybe a teaspoon. Or onion powder, rather, I'm sorry. And a couple of teaspoons of my seasoning mix. And then not a lot of the peppers. These still go a long way, and they are hot. So just a couple of pinches of the dried jalapenos. And then last but not least, we need the cheese, if I can ever get the bag open. Okay. Now, if you want, you could do this in your KitchenAid and just let this all roll together like dough. I don't see the need of doing that. We're just going to use our gloves and mix it by hand. Try to distribute that as even as possible. Okay. Once you've done that, we're going to load it into the sausage press and load it into casings. When you're using one of these sausage guns, which is basically a big cocking gun, you want to load this as firm as you can. You want to really smash it in there. And the reason is we don't want air pockets as we load it into the collagen. Okay, so loading the sausage casing, you want to pull a little bit of this collagen open and then slide it all the way up the tube and just kind of hold it there as you start the process of pumping this into the casing. And that's really all there is to it. Okay, so I used all of the beef and the pork belly. Took me 2 full loadouts of the sausage gun. You can see I've got quite a few of them here. We're going to lay these on these racks Put them on the smoker. It is up to temperature. It is currently at 175. As you can see, there's a lot of smoke. I have laid my wire racks in here on my grilling racks. Now, you can cook these directly on the grilling racks if you want to, but keep in mind they're going to start to form to the grilling racks. I'd like them more flat. I put just a tiny bit, I've rubbed it on olive oil onto those grilling racks. So they're laying in here. So they're sitting on top of the standard rack. And all I'm going to do is just lay these on these racks with a little bit of space in between each one. As the cooking process goes on, it's been 2 hours, and I just want to give you a quick view of what it looks like at this point. And as you can see, they're already starting to change color with that nice red smoky color, and some of that collagen wrapper is closing up on them. They're getting a little bit stiff as well, which is perfect. And it's not a bad idea to just kind of rotate them around a little bit. Now, I don't want this wrapper to get so dry that it starts splitting. So here in about another 2 hours, I'm going to lightly spray these with water and a little bit of olive oil. So once in a while, things work out perfectly. Today was one of those days. It rained last night, so there was a good humidity in the air, no wind. The temperature stayed constant in the smoker, never changed more than 1 or 2 degrees. And I'm telling you this because what I expected to be an 8 to 10 hour cook worked out to about 5.5 hours. These are absolutely perfect. They're this big one that got a little overfilled is probably right at 142 degrees, so a little low, but the rest of them are between 145 and 150, which is where I want to take them off. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, trim this extra collagen off, and we'll let these cool. And a couple ways you can cool them. You can let them cool naturally, or you can put them in the freezer and bring that heat down real fast, or I've seen people put them in an ice bath. You can just put them in the refrigerator. But what I want to do is I want them to firm up as they cool. So I'm going to trim them, put them in the refrigerator, and let them sit for a couple hours. And then we'll give them a taste test. All right, Panther and I are all done cooking. He's having a nap. Here's the finished product. You can see it's got a nice smoke ring. You can see the cheese in there. They're really good. And of course, vacuum packed and ready to go. Pretty simple. I think the next batch I will use more salt because it needs a little more salt. Other than that, turned out really good. If there's something you'd like me to make, if you have questions, drop me a line, bill@kansasflamingochef.com. Eat fabulous. We'll see you on the next one. He wants a beef stick.